Good morning, and welcome to Morning Moments. Today, I'd like to share a story with you that some of you may have heard before, but it's been a long time since I told this story. It's one of my favorite stories. It's about when my wife and I was first married. We were only married just a few weeks, and when we were first married, we were full-time speakers in churches. We just depended on getting bookings to go to churches to speak. That was our income. And whenever we could get a booking, we were just thrilled. So, this small church in western Michigan by Cadillac, Manton. Uh, the guy knew my dad, and so he said, "Yeah, I'm going to have Andy come speak for us." So my wife and I just newlyweds, so we went to this little small church. Well, the night before we got a hotel, just not too far from there, so we wouldn't have to travel so far on Sunday morning, and everything was booked up. And so we had to get a hotel. The hotel was Manton Hotel. It's burned down by now. It's no longer there. But it was a very strange situation. First of all, the whole weekend was very strange. Uh, First of all, when I went to check in at the desk, they handed me the pillows, and which thought was kind of odd. Uh, when we went to our room, we found out there was no bathroom, there was no sink, there was just a bed, and the bathrooms were at the end of the hall. It was a wild night. Drunk with two women, uh, got into the room next to us, loud noises all night long. And so we got out there early, got some breakfast, went to the small little church, sweet people, very, very rural. The There was a grandpa that played guitar during the song service, and he had two or three of the grandchildren around listening to grandpa play the guitar. And it was basically two chords, choo chicka choo chicka choo chicka choo chicka choo chicka choo chicka choo, and that was it. Well, uh, they played with him. The song service was over. They had me come up to speak, and I went to the piano, and I thought, I'll do a song today. And so I sat down at the piano, and I did an old Andre Crouch song. I don't know why Jesus ever loved me. I don't know why. Well, I didn't know Grandpa was still up on the platform, and he's playing the guitar with me during this song. So I'm singing, I don't know why. And I hear in the background, choo 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 choo. I look out in the audience, and all I could see is my lovely newlywed wife just laughing her head off at me. So I got up, did the sermon, and I thought, well, the weekend's just about over. Oh no. The pastor came up to us and said, "Thank you so much. We appreciate you. One of our parishioners, some of the five people in the church, wants you to come over to eat Sunday dinner." Now, I grew up in a pastor's home, and when you bring the pastor, the preacher, the speaker for Sunday dinner, 99.72% of the time it's going to be chicken. I'm just saying. So, of course, we went there and they had chicken. Well, they had chicken, all right. When we got to this little rural house, there was grass growing all over, and the yard was a mess, and cars in it, and chickens were running all over. Well, when we got in the house and sat down at the meal, I realized very quickly that one of those chickens gave their life for today's meal. And I don't know if you've ever ever dressed chickens before, but there's a process that people normally go through. They pluck the chicken, and then there's these pin hairs that are pin feathers are called pin feathers that they usually scorch off. Well, these fine people didn't scorch the little fine pin feathers off, and they just cooked it with them on, and they set this chicken in front of us, and it looked hairy. And so here I am with my young wife and just newlyweds and glad to have an opportunity to speak. Growing up in a pastor's home, I learned that you just ate what was in front of you. That was just what you do. So they set this hairy chicken in front of us and they go, "Brother, could you pray over the meal?" So I prayed, "Dear God, oh dear God, God in heaven, God in heaven, God in heaven, we thank you, Lord, for this food." And I prayed fervently for that chicken. And when we were done, we ate the hairy chicken and moved on. Just a story that from the past that I thought I'd share with you, just to make things different today. So thank you for coming to Morning Moments, and thank you for listening. And thank you for listening to the story of the hairy chicken. Keep coming back, and if you enjoy this story, if you enjoy Morning Moments, pass it on and keep looking at my YouTube for more videos. And I'll see you next time.